Just going back to part two of the parts sources, or how to find parts for your car. I was saying, I'm talking about Summit Racing. I was saying that they have a really interesting feature that you can actually post questions, and they'll actually answer it. You know, the Summit Racing people will actually answer your question, and then other people can actually see what you asked and see what the answer was, and you can also do the same. So you can ask, you know, will this part fit? Can you confirm that this part will fit my car or whatever? Or you know, is this part made of copper? Things like that. Is this part made of plastic? You know, you can ask whatever you want, I guess. And so I thought that was very, very useful. Sometimes, even though you're seeing what a part looks like, and you're seeing the picture, you're seeing the dimensions, you just like to confirm, or you'd like to know what the material is. Or maybe the color, if that matters to you, you know. So is that made of stainless or is it made of chrome? You can ask that kind of thing. So I thought that was very, very interesting. And I've never actually bought anything from Summit Racing. I don't think I have. I might have, maybe just once, but it's not a go-to place. I rarely use it. Like I said, Rock Auto is the number one, and for me, usually it's Rock Auto, eBay, and if not, repair or adapt. That's usually what I do. But like I said, Summit Racing is it's usually quite expensive. But sometimes they'll have odd engine parts as well, I guess. But for me, it's not. It's one of the. I haven't really used it, but it was extremely useful when necessary. And I think that's pretty much it. I'm just trying to think if I missed anything else. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's. I'm gonna call at the end of the video. So once again, like I said, sometimes you just have to use combinations of these things and these places, and yeah, go from there. Okay, there's one thing I did forget. Like I said, I always try to stay away from the local parts, big name parts places, such as, you know, I shouldn't really do this, I guess, but I don't know, it's just my opinion. So, you know, my opinion is I try to stay away from big brand stores such as Napa, Part Source, any other, you know, chain retailer parts places, because their prices are very, very, very inflated. Literally, there were, you know, I bought a pair of brake pads from Rock Auto for a Toyota Yaris. I believe I did a video on that, and it cost $13. I only needed one pair. I only needed for one side. So I thought, well, $13, that's just for one side, and it was actually for both sides. So it was actually two pairs. With $13, I think I paid another 10 in shipping. That's usually what I pay for shipping. 10 for shipping, and then another, I don't know, 3 or 4 for taxes. All in all, it came to like $30. You know, $30 for two pairs of brake pads. You know, for the whole front of the car. You know, like you go to you know, at the local auto parts store, like Napa or something. It was literally like $80 for one pair. I was like, what the hell? You know, if these guys, it sort of pisses me off. If they bought stuff from Rock Auto and sold it at their stores, they could still make a huge profit. So it just, you know, after I started using Rock Auto, it just really made me feel really stupid for the times that I bought anything from, you know, from Napa or Canadian Tire, or, you know, Parts Source, from whatever other place. You know, it just made me really regret those times, because it really feels like you've been ripped off. The only advantage I see over Rock Auto is that where I live, it takes 2 to usually 3 days for parts to arrive. So if it's something very critical on your car, maybe it's not worth it for you to have to wait, for shipping, right? 2 to 3 days. You might just have to go to the local mechanic and just buy whatever they sell you. You might be stuck in that situation. So that's, but like I said, eBay really varies, especially depending on which seller you buy, where you buy it from. If you buy a part from Australia and you live halfway across the world, then it will take longer than it usually takes longer than if you buy something closer. Stuff from China usually takes maybe about 3 weeks to arrive. However, if you're really in a hurry, there is the option of paying for extra shipping, so that you can get next day delivery or something like that. But like I said, it's all about how much money you have to spend. And same for Rock Auto. There often is next day delivery option available, but at that point, if you have to pay that much, it usually price comes close to what you'd pay for if you just went, to the local mechanic, to the local parts seller. So that's the only downside that I have. And like I said, if you're buying stuff over here, it's always, all the times we've bought stuff from Rock Auto, it's never taken more than 4 days. I think it only took 4 days, like once, maybe twice. All the other times it literally came on the 3rd day. And that's because it usually, 99% of times, it ships through FedEx. And one thing that I've come to learn is that if FedEx says it will be delivered at 8 p.m., it will be delivered by no later than 8 p.m. If you ever watched that movie, what's it called, with that guy that works for FedEx and he's paranoid about time? It's true. It's reality. I definitely stay away from UPS, and I'm gonna say this. I don't know if it's right or not, but I hate UPS. I don't care if they're listening to this or not. I hate them, and I'd stay away from anything UPS. Not USPS, United States Postal Service. I bought stuff through eBay that's come from USPS. I've never had any problem with it. But UPS, all the times that I bought something, there were huge hidden costs. So I bought some, I think it was a starter. I can't remember where I bought it from. It wasn't from Rock Auto, because I don't think Rock Auto has, they don't ship through UPS, thank God. But, and then when it came, the UPS guy is like, oh, you have to pay another $40. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. And then they charge for brokerage fees and all sorts of hidden fees and bullshit and hidden costs, and it's a huge, hefty cost. At least that's my experience, right? Maybe that's different for you. But every single time I think I've mistakenly bought stuff through UPS, maybe 4 times. Every single time I've had that problem. It arrived late, and with this, it's like double the cost that I originally expected. And I told the guy, I said, I wouldn't have bought it if I knew you guys were going to charge me twice, So the great thing, that brings me back to Rock Auto, the price, they'll give you the final price, including taxes, including shipping. FedEx will literally have they have literally left it on my door. There's never, not one single time, not once, did I order something from Rock Auto and then, oh, you owe us this much more now. That's never happened. So, like I said, yeah, I think that pretty much clears it. So, I'll literally not buy something if I see that it's shipped by UPS. Even if I really need it, I will not buy it. I'll make it. I'll forge it if I have to. I'll cast it. If it's a cast iron part, if it's an iron part, I'll go to a foundry and I'll get molten steel and I'll pour it myself on a mold of sand and I'll make the part before I buy anything from UPS. That's how much I despise it. Because it's just dishonest. To me, it's just plain dishonest. You sell something and then, after you ship it, you come up with more costs, with other fees and whatnot. So yeah, that's my recommendation. Stay away from UPS and just go with FedEx. Like I said, I'm not getting any money, anything off of these videos. Just my experience, my opinion. And like I said, if I had known this when I first started working on cars, it would have saved me a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of headache. So once again, just to recap, Rock Auto usually ships through FedEx. 99% of cases, either FedEx or sometimes it gives you the option of like local mail, or it gives you a few different options and you just choose the one you want. I've always chosen FedEx. It's worked so far, and it's all of the time it's also been the cheapest shipping option. So cheaper and better. You can't get it any better than that. I'm not sure about Summit Racing. Like I said, I ended up not buying anything that I can remember from there. My brother did buy something from there, and those springs I just ended up getting it from him. So I don't remember what sort of, and in doubt, just ask. I'll ask if a seller doesn't display what sort of shipping option they're using. I'll ask them and I'll say, if it's UPS, I won't buy it. Just tell me in advance that I won't buy it, because it's just buying a trap. Wallet trap. UPS is a wallet trap. One other sort of place I should mention is specialized dealers. So there are specialized authorized dealers for classic cars. So there are places that sell Rambler and just Rambler parts. It's a Rambler dealer. There's a Mopar dealer, which is Chrysler, Dodge, DeSoto, Plymouth, and you can go to those places, and if they don't have what you want right away, they'll find it, or they'll guide you to where you can't find it. But like I said, if you have to buy anything from them, usually it's pretty expensive. So I'll try to do any research and everything I can before I have to buy anything from them. Like I said, if it's a carburetor, I used a different carburetor. As long as it works, that's fine with me. So these dealers, they are dealers. They're expensive, right? Dealers are expensive, but at least they're not stealers. It's not a stealership. It's just a dealership. So if you really want to, for some people they don't want to spend hours looking for something. They're willing to pay more money to get something faster and easier, and that actual part. So like I said, it all depends on your situation. Me, cost is usually up here and time is usually down here. I've got more time than money. For people that have more money than time, then they'll just just go to the Rambler dealer and you can get everything you'll need from there. In my case, I have to do a lot of time, especially with adapting something. If you're adapting, like if you're planning on using a carburetor from a different car, then you have to know the right car. It has to be the same engine displacement, right? So you have to spend a lot of time searching through dimensions and maybe pictures and just part numbers to find a suitable substitute, right? Which is again not necessary if you have a dealer or a mechanic. But like I said, if you don't have that much time, then it's best you just pay somebody else, like me, to fix these things for you. So I believe that sort of fixes it, and I think this video applies to almost any person, any part of the world. My understanding is that Rock Auto you can get stuff shipped by Rock Auto to many different countries. Again, I've never tried it, but I think it's possible. And although these videos, these places that I mentioned, they're all in North America, Canada, Mexico, and United States. I think you could, regardless, if you're anywhere else in the world, you can still get parts from these places. It will still be might be the best or only option. So I hope this helps, especially if you're trying to starting to work in a car. I hope this video helps. Once again, just a quick recap. First place is Rock Auto, second place is eBay, third place, local classifieds. Fourth option is Summit Racing, and then Rock Auto. You can look for part numbers in Summit Racing and buy it at Rock Auto, from Rock Auto rather. You can't go at Rock Auto. And then the other options, like I said, adapt or repair. So hope this helps.